Hello again. The other day, camera overheated, turned off. Then I ended up being busy yesterday. But today, I'm going to clean this mess. Before I do anything, I've got to clean up, put away the tools I've used. I don't like working in a workshop like this. I just can't handle it. Got to put all my tools back in the right place and just clean up so I can have a fresh start. Then what am I going to do first? Possibly port the heads. Start removing the tank because I've got a fuel cell going in. I've ordered some rolls of tape for the wiring harness. I hope it's the right stuff. Anyone got any recommendations of what is good tape for wiring harness? Electrical tape always seems to like melt and get sticky and unpeel. I don't really want to use that. So the factory stuff seems okay. It's like a fabric, right? So I thought I'd order some of that. So I ordered some of that fabric-y tape. I'll probably put the small wheels on for now. I'll take these big wheels off, or I may just leave them off while it's on the hoist so it can lower the vehicle lower than normal. Still, I think I told you the pistons are getting coated, so they're still in America, and I haven't heard from the sleeves, Darton sleeves, so they should be soon. Looking forward to having the block finished so I can slowly start assembling. Yeah, as you can see, it's a mess, and I don't like a mess. The workshop is not tiny, but it's not big enough to make a mess. So I'm gonna stop the filming here and then continue on when there's work to be done. So I may not start work today. I have to take it easy. When I had my last procedure done, he actually injected a different muscle, the trapezius. I looked at the report from the theater, and he hasn't done that before, and it's causing me a lot of problems, a lot of cramps and pains and spasms. The trapezius is not happy, trapezius, whatever you want to call it, not happy at all. It really messed up my holiday too. A lot of screaming and pain. The trapezius, yeah. I don't know why he injected a trapezius, maybe because it was really tight. I don't know. I never asked him to inject a trapezius. Since it's my procedure, I asked him to do it. No one, it's my idea to inject Botox into my injury. And don't get me wrong, it's great, it's been great. The first time I had it done, I thought I was gonna die. The pain was so bad. But then after 6 weeks, it just plateaued, and yeah. I still need painkillers, but when I have an attack, it doesn't last as long because the muscles cannot contract. So that's good. Yeah, and then when the wire, yeah, I think the harness, I need to, before I can proof fit the engine, I want to get the harness roughly set up, because at the moment it crosses over. I don't know if I can get the camera to see that, but it crosses over, and I don't like that. It crosses from one side to the other side. I hope I can avoid doing that because it makes it messy. I want a nice, clean, tidy engine bay. I may still paint it too. Oh crap. Ay, ay, ay. My fault. I'm on a carnivore diet and I ate some nuts. Oh, last night. I shouldn't have, because I'm not carnivore. This is why I stopped. One of the reasons I started carnivore, because I have a bowel problem. Whew. Anyway, so I've got to go and do something about that pain in my tummy. Yes, I'm disabled. I'm stuffed. My body is stuffed, but I keep doing this because I don't want to sit on my ass and do nothing all the time. I'm fighting to stay fit. Then I've got to, when the engine is placed, I've got to work out, maybe I need to move it here a bit. I've got to kind of work out where the gear stick is going to go through the floor and make an opening. Oh yeah, I've got to rip the interior, all the interiors coming out. I'm going to put soundproofing inside. Okay, what size twin exhaust would you put on this engine with twin turbos? I was originally thinking 3-inch twin exhaust. Now I'm wondering maybe 4. I really don't know. Help me out. Let me know what you think. A 3-inch or a 4-inch? Would a 4-inch drown the noise out too much? I have heard vehicles with too big an exhaust and it just sounds like the engine is gurgling in the background like it's drowning. I don't want that. So I don't know what the norm is like for a normal, like a medium. I call this a small V8. For a medium sized V8, 3-inch twin system is kind of normal. For a smaller V8, 2.5 to 2.75 twin system. The red one, this one had a 3-inch single system, but it wasn't turbocharged and it wasn't going to be performing as hard, and this will have a lot more exhaust gases coming out of it, because with more performance there's more fuel and more air. So I probably find that twin 3-inch is enough, but I could be wrong. I will ask other people as well and see what they say. And I'd like to upgrade the brakes, I don't know, to some Brembos or something like that. I'll probably keep the same calipers and just find some Brembos that fit that diameter caliper, and then, you know, make a bracket, because I don't think a kit will ever came out for these with performance brakes like Brembo or anything like that. I also thought of getting the brakes of a later model SRT and see if I could modify those to fit. At least it would stay in line with the Jeep thing. But then in the near future I may not even use these axles, so I don't know yet. But you know, they may be strong enough. I don't know. I've got my doubts. We'll see, shan't we? Okay, clean up time. It's warming up. I should put some vents in the roof, I think, let the heat out. You know, some of these twirly birds. Anybody use those electric ones, the solar powered vacuum fans? Sounds like a good idea, but do they work hard enough? I don't know. Sounds like a good idea. You know, solar powered electric fan. If there's no wind, at least it still works. So yeah, I'm thinking of getting maybe 1 or 2 of those to suck the heat out of the tin shed. I mean, I used insulation behind all this wood, you know, so, but not all the roof is insulated. Time and money at the time. So anyway, I'll continue cleaning and I'll get back to you when I'm done. I've done my cleaning. The workshop is kind of clean. Still a bit messy on the counter, but when I was sweeping the last bit, in the shed. I banged my head, and with my neck the way it is, that put me out for 2 days. It's pain in the butt. Don't know if you can see it or not. All the scars on my neck. Many operations. When I hit that head, yeah, nerves go nuts, muscles contract. Time's up. So, but the floor is clean, as you can see. So, there's that. I should make sure the lens is clean. So I notice a lot of my filming, these lenses, I don't know if I should take them off or not. Hopefully that's okay, but it shows up every speck of dust. So today, I'm going to tidy up the bench a little bit. I'm going to take off the wheels. I'm going to lower it, take off the wheels, which I run into them a lot, and I bang my head on stuff a lot. This rubber is quite hard now. It's they're fairly new, but quite a few years now they haven't been used, and you can go on kind of hard, so they'll probably be not much good by the time the project is finished. I probably need new tires. They're really hard, so I don't think they'll be much good grip wise. Anyway, welcome back. I'll just get this mock engine out of the way, because I'll be mocking that engine up into the engine bay. The first tire's off, lower it down. I've also got to do the head porting and polishing. Well, the porting mostly. They don't really need polishing that much, but porting. I'd still like to do the engine bay in black, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's lower it down first. Takes a while for the oil to go back in. It leaks back. Or maybe I need to replace this. I don't know why it does that, but it always leaks backwards. I noticed it leaked a bit while I was away. Oh, there she goes. I might have to put some more oil in it. Where are we? Hey? The orange one. Only have a little bit. That's okay. I can use this to put my engine oil in, take it to the recycle. There's not a lot in there. Bit of funnel. Lucky I know where everything is these days. I guess I'll have to put some new O-rings in these rams. break it off. Okay, enough oil for that anyway. What I put here? Handle. There. But at least I feel well rested now. Yeah, if I move this around, I'll put some small tires on it. She's done, but she's almost full. She's over full actually, according to this. I presume that arrow is the full mark, but she's over that. So, didn't leak as much as I thought it did. Oh, a little bit. Alright. Drop more in there and that's it. No. Alright, that'll do that. Better take some of this oil back to the recycle place. Alright. Rattle gun. I never remember what size these are, but I can always guess. 19. I normally put my wheel nuts up here. I wouldn't mind getting those powder coated. I like that design. Don't know about other people, but that particular jig wheel, I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all, actually. Last time I filmed before cleaning, I've totally forgotten what we were talking about, so I don't want to double tell everything. I know I told you I worked a lot on my holiday on the house repairing. That used to be my trade anyway, construction. Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing the engine bay in black. So if I ever wrap the outside, it doesn't look so strange, but it's already a darkish color. But I don't know, what do you think? It's a lot of work, moving everything, sanding it back, painting it. I want to get rid of that ugly stuff and put some more modern sound deadener up there. So not sure why these will loose. Or already partially off. This one's still on there. I should get some of those magnet trays to put nuts and bolts in. They're quite handy. You know, trays, magnets, and you stick it and then you put your nuts in, and nuts stay in the tray. We're going to store these tires for now out of the way. Over here, I imagine. They're 31s, as they call it in America. 31 inches tall. I don't know, depending on how strong the diffs are, maybe they'll be alright to do burnouts. But I don't think they'll be grippy enough for the road. I think they'll be quite slippery. For now. I've forgotten how long she's been off the road now. It's got to be like 4 years. I wish these should stay closed. Wing. Emails, bloody emails. I'm going to pick up some second-hand lights this afternoon for the middle and the back of the garage, because at the moment the only lighting I've got is here, and that's not good enough if I want to film anything. So I got some more of those light panels coming. Sent emails, where are they then? Your weekly report. I don't care. Oh, hang on. I've got a comment here. I know you're wanting to run a turbo, but what pistons and vehicle you running it in? Come on, man. Crank, counter weight and pistons need to be balanced. I know. If you knew my channel, you'd know I'd know that. Like so, match counterweight match to the weight of the pistons. I can see the benefit of less friction, windage, but you're also going to add weight back in slugs. Now I'm going to reduce them, they're going to be racing pistons. I don't think the balance will be as critical if the engine was going into a lighter vehicle, but since you're going into a truck, you kind of need the weight and balance. Yes, I'm aware. Who is this? Ryan? Is it Ryan Louise? Yes. I will reply to you, sir. Yes, I'm aware. It will be twin turbo. PowerTech V8. Both rods and pistons are custom by Ross and Scat. All internals will be balanced. Prior to assembly. Rick. There you go. I like to reply to all comments. I do forget sometimes, but I do like to reply to all my comments. Hopefully one day I'll be so many comments that I won't be able to do it. I won't have time. Oh, I left my socket on my gun. I don't like that. But later on I'll be looking for it. Where's my socket? Who took my socket? Who didn't put the socket back? It'll be me. Alright. Now I'm going to have a bit of a... I don't like this crossover. You got injectors coming from here and then running across the other side and back to the engine. Why can't they all just run from one side? So I want to trace the injectors and coils back to this side. If possible. There's Velcro. I'm not going to make you watch me do that. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to strip out the interior and go do a tank tuck. I've got to port and polish the heads and then take them back to Applied Automotive Performance Engineering, so they can finish the heads. New valve seats, new stainless steel valves, all new valve seats, all of them going to get replaced with a bigger friction fit. A bigger friction fit than factory, which is only like 2 to 3 thou interference. Alright? And these valve seats, the inserts that pushed into the aluminium, when these heads get hot and these inserts don't expand as much as the head, the insert comes loose And sometimes, like no matter this one, they come out, they come loose, and then they'll break in half, and then the two halves will go into the combustion chamber, and they'll get slammed in and out by the piston, and that's when you get this happening. I see they've tapped it in, compressed the alloy. That's good with the hammer. Yeah, that's when you get this happening. You destroy the combustion, you destroy the piston, you destroy the head. It all gets damaged. So sometimes almost beyond repair. My last one, it happened, and water ended up going into the combustion, and it was called aqua. Anyway, it cracked the bore outwards due to the pressure from the liquid being in the compression chamber, inside the compression stroke. So yeah, this engine has always been known because they didn't use enough interference in fitting the seats. I don't know how Chrysler could have made that mistake. They should have known that even by the year 1990, 1999, when these started production. They should have already have known how much interference these seats needed in an alloy head. Kind of confused about that, why they didn't straight away give it like 5 or 6 thou, double the interference that they did. I don't understand how a big company like Chrysler can make that mistake. It basically gave this engine a complete and utter bad reputation, a really bad rep, which is really sad. That's probably the biggest problem with them, is the valve seats dropping. Like I said, these are like my HO outside, my daily, that's been fine up to now. It's done like 250,000. That engine's never been apart, but this is the second engine that I've had that problem with. So, you know, it's not something that is rare. It happens too frequent. And also a big problem with that is if you have the hydraulic lifters, when they're not operating properly, it leaves a lot more slack, and that slack allows for the seat to come out more. So yeah, anyways, that's on the job list. Connecting this transfer case to the gearbox is on the job list, but I'll start doing that when I've mocked the gearbox and engine back into the jig. I can remove the automatic cables. And this goes to the automatic gearbox, that's not needed. I could use some of these wires possibly for the speedo, stuff like that. But yeah, that's the gearbox. That's going to be my biggest challenge, 100%, is the wiring. Be a lot of frustrated hours for me with wiring, guaranteed. Camshaft sensor, earths. I've marked a lot of these already, what they are. Oxygen sensor, front, oxygen sensor rear of the catalytic converter. Not sure what this one is, but I can roll underneath mine to find out. You know, I've got my throttle position, air temp, idle control. I just want to tag them because I'm not going to know. I'm not going to remember. So I think this is the front temperature sensor. I think that's an air temperature sensor in the front. These engine mounts got to come out. and then I can possibly use, let me move you, I can possibly use these. There's not a, oh, see, I was going to put a motor plate, but a bit worried about the steering. Yeah, unless I make a bracket come out here. Yeah, it should be okay. Doesn't have to go all the way to there, the motor plate. I can weld, it can just, I could use some of this because it's the right angle, strong. Move it further forward. The front of the engine sits about here. Yeah, the steering box may be in the way, but maybe I can move the engine back a bit. That'd be good. But it's already quite far back. But also I'd like to move it down a little bit if possible. But we'll see once we start putting it back in. These here are quite annoying. Having this two separate. I wish all the coils and all the injectors were all on the same loop, on the same harness, but it's all intermixed. It's not the way I would have done it if I had had a car company. And then this, yeah. Wait, I'm over my head. Crankshaft sensor. So, yeah, Velcro. So that's what I'll do. I'll separate these all the way to the ECU. They look like they're running that way, all of them. And I'll tag these, the number cylinders that they are. And then I'll strip them all the way back and start again from there. I presume one of these plugs here is probably one of the main ones. It actually goes to this one here. This one's a transmission, I think. I'm pretty sure this one's for transmission, that's the engine. PCM and ECM. Or TCM, transmission control module, and the engine control module. There's so many different abbreviations for these things. Yeah, so I want lights in here so at night time I can contemplate and look and think. I want all this crap out, you know. Horrible shit. Easy done. And replace it with that stick on that nut. Anyway. That'll give me a bit more room. There's a long bolt coming through there. Forget what was bolted to that. Yeah, what was bolted to that? Or was it something bolted from the inside? Don't need that. That'll just be in the way for the engine. But don't forget, I've also got to put in a third pedal. That'll be fun, a third pedal for the clutch. I'll probably just do an internal slave cylinder that goes underneath, like a floor mount, probably a floor mount. Separate, and leave the other two original and just add one mounted to the floor. So yes, well, we'll end the clip there. Looks like the there's dust on the lens again. We will end the clip there for today. Maybe later I'll film some more, but I just needed to finish off this clip. The workshop is cleaned, tidy, everything's put back. Just the workbench, there's not a lot left, not a lot on here really. Filming stuff, computer, clutch, flywheel, mostly parts, so that's okay. There's not a lot that I need the workbench for at the moment, apart from I probably won't even do the porting and polishing. I may do it on the bench, I don't know yet, I don't know. Well, we'll call it at that, and great to have you back on the channel. I may do some live this coming weekend, and then see you on the big screen. See if people have any questions while I'm doing it. I don't know how it's going to go yet, but yeah, wish me luck. What are these pins for? What's that for? Is that it? Covers a bolt. Probably different model maybe. So okay, see you in the next clip.